back in 2003. That's when I started the SPIN program. And through that came positive spin. I had worked with some folks, and positive spin seemed like a good term to use, turning negatives into positives. And happened to meet Rashawn.
Rashawn became only the fourth player at the time in NCAA history to top 2,000 yards in a single year and earned him the Heisman Trophy.
I had a pretty good career, but as I got to the pros, I really didn't have any discipline. I really didn't know when not to have fun and when to have fun. And I was telling my story, and he brought up the cowboy ethics, and when I read them, it was like, some of them I did and some of them I didn't do. And I was just like, wow, if I could have did all these things, I could have, my outcome could have been a whole lot better. And when it's nonprofit, SPIN Foundation is just it's redemption for me.
There's a reason why we met. I'm not sure I can explain all that. I just know that all this there's a purpose to what we're doing. Big time star like you coming in could really get some kids over the hump.
I look at myself as a person that's coming back to these young people and show them the route to go. I know what it takes to be successful, and I know what it takes to mess it up.
We have a high-risk population. About 90% of our students are on free and reduced lunch, which is equivalent to the population that is impacted by adverse experience or trauma. So we see that manifesting through behavior problems, academic problems.
I know that at this school, and I'm sure many schools across the nation, it takes a lot for these kids just to get up and come to school every day, even when they don't want to. So that takes courage.
We do have a high transient and homeless population, as well as those who are impacted by various academic challenges, as well as social-emotional challenges behaviorally as well. And so support that comes from all different avenues here.
The Street Cred was a program that was developed to deal with urban behaviors, urban attitudes.
We have a lot of youth out there that are not good problem solvers. They don't make good choices in their lives, and they find themselves in trouble before they've even gotten a chance to start their life. And so we developed a character education program based on cowboy ethics that has 10 principles to live your life by that help you to choose and make decisions, as well as providing them some social emotional support around the stressors that are in their lives due to poverty, due to drug and alcohol abuse, due to gang violence, due to domestic violence, etc.
The goals for the students are to follow through with the 10 principles. Those 10 principles are important for kids to have respect for themselves, respect for others, and to base their lives on those 10 principles. Some of those are know when to draw the line, or always finish what you start. Things like that, which are listed in those 10 principles, are something that every person and kid should live by.
This program is not an academic program. It is a character education, socio-emotional program. Every one of these 10 ethics can touch the student in a certain time in their life. It gives them a way to think about what they're going through at the time, how to get through it. Every 3 weeks we go through one ethic, so it takes a while to go through. We go through with quotes, we go through with video clips, and we talk about them. We talk about real world things that are going on with them right then.
I feel safe in there, and we all get along. We all have like a tight bond together.
Once I'm in that class, I can be myself. I won't get judged off of what I say or how I act. It's just really welcoming.
While they are in the program and supported by the mentors that teach the class, I don't really have to worry about those kids. I feel like there's like a support system in place for them. I feel like there are advocates for those kids. I feel like they're getting the skills that they need to succeed while they're in the program. And of course, the hope is that that carries forward as they either continue in the program or leave the program and go on and do other things after school. Any student could benefit from this program, whether they're at risk or they're not. It's an asset-based program that truly enables our kids to find from within their own strengths while also being able to affect what's going on around them in their own lives. So I think it's definitely an asset program for any student.
Honestly, when I first got this class, I thought it was going to be boring, and I thought it's like, why don't I even have this class? I don't want this class. It seems really boring. And then once I've gotten to it and I went to it for a few weeks, and I'm like, this class is cool, like I want to be in here next year too.
There are different components that we have in our class. Thursdays is usually when we have our life coaches come in from Jewish Family Services.
They're retired professionals who come in and they meet with kids in either small groups or one-on-one, gives the kids somebody to share their life stories with, and it gets them out in the community.
We have guest speakers that come in. We have actors, poets, professional athletes that have spoken to the kids.
It's a wonderful program, and it helps kids think about things that they tend to put off.
You know they're going to be here every Thursday to talk to you, and they'll tell you about their life and their situation. They tell you even stuff that they've been through and their experiences and try to guide you through it. I probably wouldn't be in school still if it wasn't for this class, and being encouraged to keep coming and doing what I have to do.
The other great part at the end of the semester is going to the Mustang Center Ranch. It's part of the equine therapy, and these kids get a chance to express themselves. They're in a circle and these horses come out and kids don't know what to do. These horses are very sensitive to feelings and emotions. And these kids start to relax, and then they start to open up, and then they start to talk about their feelings.
The thing that's most significant about doing this work specifically is that these 10 points that are in the Cowboy Ethics workbook are principles to living a life that works. And when you work with horses, working in a herd is really proof of your ability to survive. So the cooperation that exists between a herd of horses is pretty much representative of an individual or a group's ability in the world to survive.
So we have all those principles posted in the arena.
We use these 10 ethics and try to get the kids to understand how to apply these ethics to their individual lives.
We took a field trip to like a ranch. We got to learn about like simpler times, they said, and it was really like, it was fun. We all got along and we learned a lot. So there was a house and then there was the horses and their shed kind of towards the other side, and it was like a little setup of a campfire to reenact like how they used to live back then.
And all I had seen was this guy like in these clothes, like Western kind of clothes, like I don't know, I felt like it was like one of those old movies.
So one of them was dressed up in a Native American clothes to represent like their culture and all that, and she didn't speak English.
I got to like go up and pet it and like stand next to it, and it was fun.
It was cool how he handled it, because usually I think that horses would just go out of control.
I think it was a good experience. It was something new. When he was telling us stories about everything, like about the horses, just about the ranch and stuff. Because he said it was bullied, so I guess it remembered like when I was in middle school and like elementary, from when I was bullied and stuff like that. He nursed the horse when he was like giving medicine and everything, healing his wounds. With the ethics, he was talking about at the ranch too, and it just made more sense.
I'm glad I opened up and got the opportunity to do it because I learned some stuff.
I have a different mindset of like how somebody's life is completely different than mine, that everybody goes through something differently, and that we all are raised different ways and have different things that are quote unquote normal to us.